Never has a decision on whether to buy a Power Rangers toy caused me so much internal strife. But the fact is that the Soul of Chogokin Megazord is the single most expensive piece of toy-based merchandise ever available from the show. At $300 before shipping, it's certainly not a choice to be rushed into. And for all that money, is it all perfect? Well, no. So here are 5 reasons not to buy the Soul of Chogokin Megazord. Number 1, Zord woes. As great as they all look, not all 5 Dinozords are created equally. Pterodactyl is definitely the weakest of the lot, and its connection methods are disappointing. As well as being the weakest Zord, it also isn't the most secure in either combination mode. Mastodon, for all its new bells and whistles, still can't move its feet. In a set that gets so much right, this stands out as a serious limitation. You can move his head now and his trunk, but you still can't replicate that stamping motion of his feet as seen in the show. And then there's what's just really bad, that there's no turning wheels on the Triceratops and Saber-toothed Tiger Zords. So tank mode becomes more of a standing tank mode. Tank mode really isn't movable. You would just feel like you would be scratching the bases of the Zords if you did. And as good as the posability in the legs is, it makes them kind of bow outwards if you do roll it forwards. Number 2, screen unseen. There are a few choice decisions which aren't ideal. For me, the worst are the cannons. They go really high up the back of the Megazord, and that's just not accurate. It's quite distracting. The cannons actually go higher than the horns on his helmet, and that should never be the case. The feet also can't sit flat on a surface if given a wide stance, which is a bit of a shame. Saber-tooth Tiger's been given a bit of a kickstand as well, like a stabilizer to keep it from falling backwards. Could have done without that, but when you have this thing standing, you see why you need it. Another big shame is that the head doesn't tilt up or down. Yes, it can turn left and right, but he's always stuck looking at the same height. This could have added so much more to the Megazord if they'd worked out how to fix that. It's only really noticeable when you put him in a dynamic pose, but it's just a bit of a shame that sometimes he'd always be looking down, facing the floor, when you'd want to kind of tilt his head up. Number 3, Humpty Dumpty. This thing is a drop risk, and I am dreading ever dropping it, because something is going to break off of it. Whether it be the Mastodon tusks, which are non-removable, maybe the paintwork, maybe the power sword, maybe its new posable thumbs will break off, or its opening hands. Maybe the clip somewhere will break off. It is also quite fiddly to get together. It's not as methodical as a normal Megazord. There is a bit of a negotiation you have to achieve there, a bit of give and take with it. You can't just go 1, 2, 3 like you could with the original combining releases. Take tank mode as an example, getting the pterodactyl to stay in place is a real chore. We said all along this thing is a collector's item. I mean that in every sense of the word. If this thing takes a tumble, that's a lot of money you'll be picking up off the floor. Number 4, one of a kind. There's not currently been any other Soul of Chogokin Megazords announced, so that means that this thing exists as kind of a solo Robo, a lonely robot, in your collection. It's safer and more consistent to just collect the Legacy line if it's the combinations that you care more about. And you're a Power Rangers fan, so you probably do. But what I think we like the best about Soul of Chogokin is its posability. And I think if a Ultrazord was ever formed out of 3 of them, it would just wind up looking the same as always. In other words, that which makes it unique at the moment would just be stamped out in further combinations. Not good. Finally, the elephant, or rather the mastodon in the room. Number 5, the price. Can you skip it if you already own Legacy Megazord? Well, if you can remember back to when I pre-ordered this thing last year, I did try to placate myself with custom stickers. And side by side, they've really nailed pretty much all of the details that you need. The only thing you're still missing is obviously a higher density of plastic, more articulation, hidden ports, all of that stuff, so not too much. What I'm saying is, there are cheaper ways to fake it, and if that's good enough for you, then maybe don't pay for this one. To be honest, the value of the Legacy Megazord has held firm, so you could probably sell yours on the aftermarket and get most of the money needed for a brand new Soul of Chogokin, if you really wanted. Just then you wouldn't be able to form a Legacy Ultrazord. I actually got some money off for the damage to the box caused on shipping, but even after that discount it still wound up costing me the same as what I paid for my 2015 Legacy Megazord, my Legacy Thunder Megazord and my Legacy Ninja Megazord combined. For the same cost you could probably buy 9 Bandai America Megazords 3 Legacy Megazords, or 1 Soul of Chogokin Megazord. Each one is a massive increase in quality on the last, but obviously with that comes the added cost. If you only had a certain amount of money to spend on Megazords, it really is a literal example of quantity versus quality. That's all 5 of my reasons why you should not buy the Soul of Chogokin Megazord. But don't think I'm being one-sided, because I've also posted a video on 5 reasons why you should buy it. I hope that by watching either will back up what you plan to do, and for the undecided, I hope that watching both will help you make an objective decision. If you want to share any other reasons why you don't think people should buy this, then why not sound off in the comments. You guys are great for watching this far in. Maybe don't follow me on Instagram at the moment, because I've been posting about this thing quite a lot. But then again, maybe seeing a lot of it will help you get over your desire to buy it. Maybe. Doesn't really work for me that way, but you never know. So that really is it for now. Join me soon when we'll be delving back into 1994's Thunder Megazord. Something that cost an awful lot less back in the day. Until then, see you later, and good luck with your finances.